It's the optics, it's politics of what their extreme base might think if they reopen the government. Chuck Schumer's not even denying it. In fact, today he went to the floor and talked about this No Kings rally that's happening Saturday. But because this rally, it's got the entire country shut down. And you're going, that's supposed to be pro-America? You can't argue with crazy, but you can't make sense of stupid.
Well, that was our next guest, laying it all out there for the American people. Another day, another failed vote, no solution in sight as we enter day 17 of the government shutdown.
So tomorrow, instead of working to reopen the government for the American people, Democrats will hit the streets. Another set of No Kings protests across the country.
Yeah, for more, we're joined now in studio by Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullin. Great to see you with us. So yeah, day 17 of this government shutdown. Is there an end in sight?
I don't think so. I really thought we'd open it back up Monday or Tuesday. But if you saw yesterday's vote, they blocked the defense bill. Now, what's interesting about that is 11 people that voted for it out of the Committee of Jurisdiction and then out of the Appropriates Committee all voted no on the floor. So that tells you that they're just digging in. It's like Schumer said, every day gets better for them. Well, it's better for their base, because their base, and I'm not trying to stir up contention here. I'm just calling the facts what the facts are. Their base is being ran by a Marxist named Bernie Sanders and AOC, and then the other wing of the party is being ran by, honestly, people that believe in Sharia law and was swore in by the Quran. That's you talking about Tlaib, Omar, and Jasmine Crockett. You're going, that's who the party is now? This is no longer the party of JFK. This is a party of extreme left views that want to turn the country into something that it's not. And so you can't argue with that. You can't make sense of what they're trying to do. When they're purposely voting down the defense bill, when they've already been on record voting for it, now you start thinking, when will they open the government? Maybe their next play is they're expecting the premiums to go way up in November 1st, which I don't think they are. I think they're overplaying their hand, and that's where they're going to push the government shutdown to. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is the thing I don't understand, Senator. I mean, I used to obviously do this as well on the politics and the messaging side. So you vote to close the government, and then on top of that, you double down with just a simple, clean vote to pay our troops.
Right.
I mean, I don't understand what the strategy is here behind denying the troops. At least give the troops. Then you don't write the ads for 2026. I mean, they're being written right now.
Well, what a lot of people are completely overlooking is the clean CR, which is a clean continuing resolution of operating the government the way that it is now, meaning that nothing changes, not a single sentence, not a single number. Everything continues the same. Was written by Chuck Schumer last year. This is his clean CR. He wrote it when he was leader of the Senate, when Joe Biden was in office last September to prevent the shutdown. They voted for it in September. They voted for it in December. They voted for it in January before Joe Biden was out, and even voted for it in March. Now they're saying that it's not good enough. Now they're willing to shut it down. And the whole time, my Democrat colleagues that I actually have a relationship with was telling us they were going to open it back open after No Kings Day because Schumer didn't like the optics of opening it before this anti-Trump rally. But I don't, they're signaling now. I talked to a gentleman last night that's a senator, that's a Democrat senator, and he says they're signaling now they're not going to open it until after November 1st. It's costing the American taxpayers $400 million per day to furlough 750,000 government employees. And that's just what it's cost us in payroll. When you start talking about all the penalties we got to pay for all the federal contracts that are stopped right now, the roads, the bridges, the defense contracts, the infrastructure, our state buildings around the world, every one of them that are stopped right now, we have to pay a penalty to get them restarted. This could be costing us, we'll find out, but it could be costing us, because of the Democrats, could be costing taxpayers close to $1 billion a day to be shut down.
It doesn't make sense. What also doesn't make sense is the No Kings protests that are scheduled for tomorrow across the country. We've heard all about these protests that are going to happen. Hakeem Jeffries hasn't come out and said that he'll be a part of one. We don't really know. We can probably guess. But here's what he had to say, of course, blaming Republicans for all of this. Take a listen to this.
Well, I haven't confirmed my schedule for this weekend. The notion that the No Kings rallies is anything other than a patriotic act consistent with the First Amendment right to express yourselves and petition the government for a change in policy continues to reveal that Republicans are clueless as it relates to the Constitution of the United States of America, or they continue to lie.
Right. What do you make of his comments there?
First of all, it's hard to keep up with this cadence.
Yeah.
That's kind of an odd cadence.
Yes.
But I always get upset, first of all, when someone throws in the Constitution. Okay, give me where the Constitution. Okay, we'll talk about the First Amendment. You have the free speech is free speech, but when it turns to violence, which a lot of times these rallies go to, and the very people that's going to have to protect the property are going to be federal officers, especially inside Washington D.C., because we know their rallies get very violent. Ours do not. Republican sides do not. They'll burn down buildings. They'll riot offices. They will riot stores. They turn over cars. They vandalize police cars, and so. That's not protected in the Constitution. So when someone throws out the Constitution, I want them to understand what it is that they're actually describing. And then when you start talking to him about not knowing his schedule, that's total bullcrap. Because you know darn good and well he knows his schedule. What he's thinking of is how to audition for 2028. Well, you know, he separated himself from the New York mayor's race, which, by the way, you guys are in, I don't understand it. I hope you guys are looking to move, because can you imagine having that, having a communist running the city? But he's staying distance away from that. He's trying to keep a little distance away from Schumer. He's keeping distance away from the No Kings rally. I believe right now he's seeing that, you know, there's not a really deep bench for 2028 on the Democrat side, unless they're going to recycle, you know, Kamala Harris, who came out and said that she was the most qualified candidate for president. Did you see that?
Yes.
The most qualified presidential candidate ever. And I'm going, what? But, you know, I really do. I think that's what he's doing now. I think he's taking a step back, looking for a future in a presidential race.
All right. Well, time will tell. Thank you for joining us today.
By the way, I wish the audience could see your shoes. They are awesome. They're so patriotic. Yes.
I have American flags sparkled on my shoes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm wearing IU socks for my Indiana Hoosiers. All right, Senator, great to see you. Well, coming up, another